Hi everyone, this is Dr. Katherine Kelly. And today I'm going to talk to you about what in my book is called conscious cognitions. And really what that is the whole idea of being very conscious and mindful as you think through concerns, think through problems, think through anything that is kind of getting in the way of your radiance. You know, consciousness to me is a little bit beyond mindfulness. Mindfulness is, by definition, by John Kabat-Zinn, the person who kind of coined the phrase, is moment-to-moment awareness of the good and the bad and the ugly. So it's the awareness of those things that is mindfulness. But to me, consciousness has a little bit more movement in it. Consciousness, once not only is it that moment-to-moment awareness, but there's a little bit more of an inertia. In other words, there's a feeling that you want to move forward and less impeded by something. And that's the definition of inertia in physics, is moving forward until something gets in your way, basically. But conscious cognition, basically what that means is that we are conscious in our approach toward words, toward sharing, towards thoughts, towards basically communicating with ourselves and with others, that we're very intentional and conscious of how we go through that problem-solving process. And the reason I'm introducing this is that, how many times have you been talking to someone or saying something and something comes out of your mouth and it either is the wrong word or it doesn't fit or you hurt someone's feelings or you embarrass yourself? And to me, conscious cognitions is all about stepping back long enough and it doesn't take more than a split second in most cases, but stepping back long enough to really be conscious and intentional about the kinds of things that you want to say. You know, one of my favorite books out there in the sort of the self-help world is called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And one of those agreements is to be impeccable with your words, which to me takes consciousness. And it takes that taking your thoughts and wrapping them around words that are very intentional in order to convey them to someone else. And so that, again, is one of those conscious cognitions kinds of things. And really, we can't have radiant living and we can't feed our souls and we can't know what we need or don't need without that conscious cognition, because we have to be conscious enough to think through what our soul needs. So even though our soul is an entity and part of us in and of itself, we need our head, we need our heart in order to inform it. So when I talk about conscious cognitions, it's basically processing the information that will inform our soul for what we need or don't need in our lives. But without being super conscious of those things, we're not going to get our radiance. We're not going to reach that higher living. We're not going to reach that optimal kind of health that we all crave and that we all want. So that is really what I mean by that whole conscious cognitions. And I would really encourage you to think about how can you become more conscious in your own thought processes. And how can you become more intentional in the way that you convey information? And like I said, it does not take more than a few seconds in most cases to come up with the right words and thoughts. But that is what helps you align yourself. So when we speak our truth, when we basically align with that inner need, whether it is a need to do something or to not do something, to set a boundary, to not set a boundary, to make a decision or decide not to decide. In other words, it's not time for you to decide sometimes. But we don't know that unless we've been conscious in our thought processes. So I hope that gives you a little primer to be more conscious in your own thought processes and how you can use your cognitions with that intentional living. And I would love to hear from you. Would love to hear more about how you have become more conscious over the years and over your own journey of self-development. So go to www.drkatherineTkelly.com and click on any of the icons on the left hand of the screen to follow me and some of the other social media venues. You can email me at evolve@drkatherineTkelly.com, or you can also leave a comment on my blog or Facebook if this is where the video has shown up for you. So I would love to hear from you. And again, I am here to teach you how to align your soul for radiant living. And conscious cognitions is one of those ways. Thank you. And I hope you have a fantastic and mindfully and consciously thought out day.